Sir? Sir! Oh Lord, somebody please call an ambulance.
Doctor, please help me. I can't see anything. Oh no, my eyes.
Hurry, get him in before he completely loses his vision.
As these words sank in, I found myself sedated and strapped to a rough-wheeled hospital gurney, crying out of desperation and praying that their diagnosis won't confirm my biggest fear. The thought of going blind hit me like a ton of bricks. How in the world will I be able to live the rest of my life like this, in complete blackout, not able to see a thing? I felt desperate, lost, and helpless, like I've been deprived of all my powers. But as devastating as it sounds, I'm thankful for every second of that day. Because even though it was the most terrifying day of my 56 years of life, it made me embark on a daredevil quest through the corrupt underbelly of the vision loss industry that would change my life forever. And boy oh boy, it sure was a wild ride. I almost ended up with my optic nerve removed and my eyes operated on against my will. Yet after 14 excruciating months, I finally did it. I not only escaped eye surgery, but also managed to find a simple, natural, and 100% efficient way to restore 20/20 eagle vision without far-fetched procedures or drugs, hurtful eye exercise, costly glasses or contact lenses. And I promise you, it's something even the most optimistic of people have never imagined possible. Contrary to what the media tycoons, together with their gang of self-proclaimed medical experts, have been posting on their so-called health websites, the underlying cause of your eyes slowly shutting down has nothing to do with heredity, age, or whatever made-up reason they may find just to put the blame on you. Nor does it have anything to do with the same old untreated eye injury they love to falsely claim. That's just a masquerade, and now I have 10 lawyers to back me up. In fact, as you'll soon see, your decaying vision is just a secondary response to a bizarre reaction happening inside your bloodstream right now. Something that not only leads you to a heart-wrenching slow sight degeneration, but is actually weakening your ocular nerve with every second that passes by. A deeply alarming process that spills over your bloodstream, goes through your blood-brain barrier inside your ocular system, where it constricts your optic nerve, leaving it withered like an old grape. Latest research now shows that those born after 1960 have a 68% bigger chance of being affected by this medical nightmare, which has left over 49 million desperate men and women battling to retain their eyesight, while fearing they will wake up in a world they can no longer see. So please listen up, because in the next 5.5 minutes, I'm going to show you the exact mechanism behind this insidious eye-plaguing process, and what you must do immediately to stop it now, saving your sight, just like I did. Finally, I'm going to hand you over the specific key that unlocks pure, blissful, and perfect 20/20 vision. No matter if you're farsighted, nearsighted, have macular degeneration, night blindness, cataracts, or diabetic retinopathy. Now, if you've ever dreamed about throwing those heavy glasses in the garbage, if you've ever fantasized about waking up one morning, drawing the curtains and seeing your bedroom as a crystal clear, beautiful picture with no contact lenses, if you've ever wished to play football with your kids or grandkids, but you are too afraid that you'll fall and break your glasses or worse, hurt those beloved children, if you're tired of arrogant doctors changing your expensive prescription lenses like changing their socks, leaving you penniless with every visit you pay to their office, if you just don't want to be treated like an impaired man or have to worry that you might go blind one day and be dependent on others for the rest of your life, instead you'll be a free man or woman, keeping up with the world until your late 90s and live a fulfilled, meaningful life and enjoy every second of it. And if you want healthy eyes, a sharp brain, and a steel-strong immunity for years to come, then stay right here, because even as incredible as it sounds right now, soon this is going to be your everyday reality. No matter if you're a young man in your 20s or a proud veteran in your late 80s, no matter what the current condition of your eyes, if you've been wearing glasses for a month or since kindergarten, and no matter your previous medical record, and no matter how many doctors have dared to say there is no chance of getting your crystal clear vision back, there are so many more who've escaped this nightmare. Just listen to some of the 89,873 success stories and counting, from men and women all over America and the world who've used this program and experienced mind-blowing results. Ellen P., 52 years old, from Cheyenne, Wyoming, says, "I'd lie to say I trusted this from the first moment, and you can't blame me. After decades of failed treatments, years of hearing there is no solution for my problem, I think anybody would have trust issues. But after carefully checking the science behind it, I've decided to give it a try. I used to have a panic attack if I forgot my glasses at home, and let me tell you, I am now leaving it on my nightstand every morning on purpose. The only reason I don't throw them away is because someday I might turn them into a nice pair of sunglasses. I sure don't need them anymore for my vision. Because it's back. All of it. Crystal clear. Never thought this was possible. Last week, I even pursued my long-forgotten dream and got my driving license back. Thank you a million times. Darren T, 38 from Boise, Idaho says, I have been nearsighted since I was 9, so I must have spent thousands on glasses, lenses, and doctors. Not to talk about the terror I felt every time I approached the clinic, an experience which left me like I had been punched in the chest. After seeing this, my life changed forever. I cried like a baby when I saw my test results, and even my doctor was so shocked that he suggested we do them one more time. Now I'm just thrilled that I won't have to go to the doctor for another prescription again. If I didn't know it's pure science, I'd say it's a miracle. Stephen R., 74, Oklahoma says, When I woke up with a sudden numbness in my face, I didn't suspect anything because at my age, I'm used to my body not functioning like a Swiss watch all the time. But when I realized I had trouble seeing with both eyes, I rushed to my doctor's office, and unfortunately, my MRI revealed that a minor stroke had affected my retinal blood vessels. I was told that's irreversible damage, and I would just have to accept the partial loss of my vision and just be grateful that I didn't go fully blind. Then I heard about your method, and in 1 month, I was again the independent man that held his chin up high like I always used to be. I will go on with your solution because this is definitely one of nature's greatest wonders. Thank you so much. Hi, I'm Matt Fox. I have no fancy graduate degree. I'm no medical expert, and definitely not a health influencer either. I'm just a regular American who has wished for nothing more in his life than just one thing: the joy of seeing this world clearly, just like everyone else does. But all my hopes were brutally crushed after I almost died, falling down a 33 feet high staircase, which left me with a skull fracture, a broken hip, and almost led me to losing my job of 15 years. Looking back to my 30s and 40s, I can say I was a pretty healthy man. No major interventions, no chronic disease, and the last time I visited my family doctor was 1 or 2 years ago when I needed a medical note for my daughter. But there was one thing that was bothering me despite never talking about it with my wife. Even so, I've always had a bad feeling about it: my decaying vision. It all started 3 years ago when, even with my new glasses, I noticed I was having a hard time reading the names of the guests that checked into the hotel I worked for. I've been a receptionist for almost 15 years, and dealing with small letters on IDs or passports was a big part of my job. At first, I didn't pay much attention to it. After all, I was almost 55 years old, and this was just another part of getting older, right? But eventually, things got worse. I went from being able to see perfectly fine to witnessing the world around me suddenly turning into a haze. People became misshapen, blurry blobs. Lampposts became invisible, and my reflection disappeared. I could not see the numbers on the room keys, even if I brought it close to my nose. I could not even read the words on the pieces of paper that detailed the booking details of the reservations. Though I had prescription glasses, which I first got when I was 20, they did not help. I would continuously walk into people in the lobby, walk the guests to the wrong floor, and struggle with extreme migraines. So I decided to make a doctor appointment. Looks like macular degeneration, and it's quite advanced, he told me. I have helped many people with your condition, but you have to be diligent and do exactly as I say. I'll look up my schedule and let you know when I have time for your surgery. Wait, surgery? I shouted at him, completely terrified. Aren't there other options? What if I can't do the surgery? I'm not sure that's the best option for me yet. I understood an ophthalmologist has a tough job, cannot mince words or sugarcoat things. Still, he doesn't bat an eye, or soften his voice, or shows any manners and says, "Then you will go blind." I was furious. It's like every single doctor out there is trained to send people under the knife, like they'd fix a broken leg and then overcharge them like there are only millionaires living in this country. And what's more infuriating, it's that he didn't even perform any tests on me, not even listen to my story. But I felt I had no choice anyway. I was either going to do surgery or risk permanent sight decay until, everything went dark. So once I got home, I opened my laptop and started researching it online, reading all the despicable stories of innocent people that were left visually impaired for life just for playing Big Pharma's nasty Russian roulette. But the worst was, once again, yet to come. The next morning, I woke up dizzy and nauseous, with a strange feeling of confusion and physical exhaustion. I forced myself to dress up and go to work, hoping this would get better if I just got some fresh air. But by the time I got to the hotel, I felt like I was hallucinating. seeing shapes and flashes before my eyes that definitely weren't there. Like in a lucid dream, I remember climbing to the 3rd floor to get my uniform, when all of a sudden my vision shut down completely, leaving me in an endless hole of utter darkness. I wanted to grab the closet handrail, but in mere seconds I lost consciousness and fell down the stairs for what seemed like an agonizing eternity in hell. I woke up trapped in an icy wheeled stretcher, and my mouth was frozen shut. "We can't operate on his eyes without his permission. What if he wakes up and sues us?" a doctor said. "He'll lose his vision anyway. At least we can add it to his medical insurance," another man answered back. Those were the last words that caught my ears. The next time I opened my eyes, I found out the doctor had to leave for an emergency just before giving me the anesthesia, so my eye surgery had to be postponed. However, my physical condition was terrible. I had bruises all over my body and a skull fracture that left my face swollen and my nostrils bleeding. "Sir, you're extremely lucky. 9 out of 10 people wouldn't have survived this accident. Unfortunately, these things happen often to people with poor sight. Your wounds will take a few weeks to heal, and eventually you'll be completely recovered. But your vision, there's nothing we can do about that," said one of the doctors. After 2 weeks, I left the hospital fully recovered from the fall, yet blind as a bat. Unfortunately, this also cost me my job. So I had to go to the hotel, say goodbye to everyone, and hand in my resignation, all because of my terrible sight loss. But sometimes things happen for a reason, because as soon as I got to the reception, my colleague told me that there is a man staying at our hotel that specifically requested to see me. I was puzzled and for a second thought it was one of the hotel's regular clients who wanted to see me one last time. But not this man. As best as I could recall, I did not know him. "You're probably wondering why I asked you to come here," said the mysterious person that was waiting for me in the meeting room in a deep voice. "Yes, sir," I mumbled, intimidated by him, as I could hardly distinguish his face. "When I saw your accident 2 weeks ago and your colleague told me that it all happened because of your vision loss, I decided that I was going to tell you the secret I once swore to take with me to the grave. You see, I've met thousands of men and women like you, Matt. Sightless people in their mid-40s and early 50s that were left nothing but a shadow of their marvelous past selves. And they all hated themselves for that. They couldn't understand why they were deprived of their potential, identity, and left tortured by the idea of what life could have been if only their eyes would have worked. It was over the course of my first steps as a doctor that I decided to become an ophthalmologist. I wanted to at least understand what's behind this problem. When countless unfortunate people told me their stories, how they had to leave their jobs or how their spouse left them due to their infirmity, their children treating them like old disabled burdens, I swore to help them as much as I could, the mysterious man said. Then he invited me to take a seat, started unveiling his secret, and to be honest, it sent shivers down my spine. He said that 8 years ago, he was approached by one of the most powerful secret societies in the world. A private club where the most influential people on the planet would sit on a table and decide the fate of humankind. They promised him a huge paycheck and the chance to work with some of the most brilliant minds of the 21st century to solve a mystery that no one dared to. An ultra-secret project with one purpose in mind: to give all members lifelong 20/20 vision and increase their mental abilities by adding certain chemicals to their blood, because as they said, blood is able to reach every part of your body. To do that, they had to tackle a few problems first, such as diabetic retinopathy, cataracts, refractive errors, macular degeneration, RP, and other related eye disorders. All these were highly common amongst members, which are all at least 50 or more. They called it the Cognitive Rehabilitation and Eye Neuroimaging Project, or CREN. As I listened to him, I quickly understood the reason behind this. Just imagine you are one of the most powerful people in the world, and you are way past your middle age. Why would you allow something as debilitating as vision loss to take away your power? You want to keep your eyes in perfect condition and 100% crystal clear. You'd want your memory strong and your reaction speed to be as fast as a speeding bullet. You'd want your body young and nourished too, and you'd try anything on earth to make sure it stays like this for decades to go. So, what do? You hire the smartest people on the planet to help you figure out what no one else can. A formula that not only stops age-related eye altering, but also protects, clears, and enhances your vision with 100% efficiency. You see, Matt, Your eyes are a complex system made of all things called intraocular tissues and retinal vessels that support what's known as the ocular blood flow. The main function of ocular blood flow is to supply sufficient oxygen and crucial nutrients to the eye. Without the blood that flows through our tiny ocular veins to nourish our eyes and provide it with vital compounds, our eyes would just wither like an autumn leaf. Now here's where things get interesting and scary. Do you know what happens when the blood itself that supports eye life is compromised by vitamins and nutrients-eating bacteria? Until not long ago, blood has been considered free from microbes because, as scientists said, bacteria don't grow when it is put in a blood culture dish. However, recent DNA sequencing methods reveal that each milliliter of blood in fact contains around 1,000 bacteria cells. Now, the thing is, like gut bacteria or other microorganisms that harmlessly populate our body, often helping us, blood bacteria are usually not a threat to your health. However, when your body is weakened, those bacteria populations can overgrow and feed themselves with the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients from your bloodstream, leaving your eyes deprived of life-supporting nutrients. So why doesn't our immune system react? How can your body let those tiny insidious creatures rob your eyes from the vital nutrients they crave without activating the immune response? Well, you see, there's a glitch in the system. The human eye in the ocular system is one of the few areas in the body that has this property called immune privilege that works both for and against you. Your immune system works like this. When a virus or other foreign substance is detected, the defense system kicks in. It makes molecules called antibodies to attack these invading substances, chemicals, bacteria, viruses, and so on. The problem is, when your immune system kicks in, it's like going to war. You may achieve your objectives, but there are going to be some serious casualties left behind from that warfare. And your immune system knows this, and it knows it should not go to war unless it literally has no other choice, especially when it's about a critical area of your body, like your eyes, which are an essential part of your day-to-day survival. Now, bacteria and viruses are generally something very serious for the human body as they can cause a lot of harm. And your immune system knows that if anything would happen to your vision, interrupting you from a certain action on your day-to-day activities, it could also do a lot of harm. You could fall, have an accident, and do some serious damage to your other organs. So it usually doesn't want that and tries to avoid it as much as possible. And you're living proof of this. Your eyes were so infected by these lurking bacteria that your brain had no other choice but to shut them down, at least temporarily, until it could fight some off. It pragmatically chose the lesser of two evils. That's why some people experience sudden vision loss that comes and goes. It is your immune system's cry for help while trying to repair your vision as much as possible, even if it is allowed to do so only for a second. You're truly lucky that you're alive. Like all the other people with all these conditions, including macular degeneration, diabetic retinopathy, and others. All these, sure, some may have started from other causes, but those exact causes allowed these bacteria populations to flourish and cause even more harm. In other words, no matter how damaged your eyes actually are, they won't bruise, nor will they sweat or change their color. That's your body's way of trying to preserve your vision, the most important of the five senses, no matter what. But the downside to this is that you never actually know how your eyes are doing until your vision has already been decaying for some time. Many people experience unknown and undiagnosed vision decay for years, until suddenly their vision gets really, really bad and they don't have a clue as to why that has happened to them. Any other organ in the body will give you some sort of early-on signals if something is wrong. When you have a skin infection, you develop redness, itching, swelling, or spotting. Your stomach also tells you something is wrong through stomach aches, sickness, vomiting, and so on. If your lungs are unwell, they'll make you cough, or you'll have trouble breathing. Even your heart will beat faster to let you know your blood pressure is out of control. Every organ in your body has some sort of an alarm button to let you know something is wrong, except your eyes. You only find out they are sick when it's too late, and your vision is already compromised. But fortunately, nature didn't mean to make us suffer. Because our eyes are amazing machines with more than 2 million working parts, it is the second most complex structure after your brain. And the ocular muscles are the fastest and strongest muscles in your body, over 100 times more powerful than necessary. Moreover, the way they can regenerate is absolutely amazing. A clinical trial enrolling babies with congenital cataract showed that the small capsule we created healed within 1 month, and a transparent lens structure began to regenerate within 3 months after their eyes got the proper nutrients. That's when I knew that if I managed to safely introduce certain superfoods directly inside the bloodstream, we'd finally get a chance to kill those bacteria and infuse the eyes with the crucial nutrients they need in order to heal naturally. After 5 backbreaking years of research, my team of scientists and I finally managed to isolate the exact ingredients that would give the eye what it needs to heal itself. When I heard about your accident, I knew I needed to help you. This solution, was supposed to be available only for a small number of people, private corporation CEOs, elite government officials, and heads of states, people who can either pull enough strings or pay obscene amounts of money to gain access to it, then use it at their own discretion to secure their eyes forever and turn themselves into superagers. These people never shed a single tear thinking of the suffering of all the other millions of people who have the same problems, or the fact that this debilitating disease affects more than 12 million Americans. Innocent men and women who've done nothing wrong, on a brink of mental collapse, having to live in hopelessness with the tedious feeling of incompetence for the rest of their life. Are they so evil to keep it just for themselves? I shouted to him. But then he calmly explained it to me. In the U.S. alone, the vision loss industry is worth $18 billion. For these society rulers, this is not kindergarten monopoly. It's good money they'll fight tooth and nail to keep inside their pockets. Even if they eventually decide to release the solution, it will either be available only to the elites, or it will cost insane amounts of money that insurance won't cover. These people knew it very well, and I finally understood. I understood why even though hundreds of millions suffer from vision loss, the shady Big Pharma hasn't moved a finger to help them. Why every clinical study that showed promising results against this terrible disease was either halted or suppressed by the powers that be. And why not a single doctor followed up or said anything after I emailed them the 2 undeniable research papers that clearly show the real root cause of onset vision loss. So, what can I do about it now? I asked him. You see, in their state-of-the-art laboratory, I tested roughly 450 formulas on twice as many patients, and the results were unbelievable. 100% of them recovered more than 85% of their vision. It took me a decade more to trim out and select only the best ingredients, just so I could perfect the ideal formula. Without question, the recipe I have right now is the pinnacle of more than a decade of work. I have the formula and the quantities noted right here, but you have to use it exactly as I say, he said to me while handing me a small piece of paper. But pay attention, you can't tell anybody you got it from me, otherwise we'll both be dead. And the mysterious man vanished. I never saw him again. That's when I knew I needed to pair up with someone I could fully trust, someone who wasn't working for the top public pharma companies. Like he could have heard my thoughts, Dr. Abelson, my old high school friend, gave me a call that night. I told him everything, how I almost lost my life falling on those stairs, how they wanted to operate on my eyes against my will, and how a member of a secret society that had yearly meetings at my hotel betrayed his peers and gave me the formula they all use for having 20/20 vision until the last day of their life. Shockingly to me, Dr. Abelson wasn't surprised at all. Oh, these things happen all over America and the world, buddy. You just have to listen carefully and read between the lines, he said to me. Dr. Abelson was a fierce man, the type that could move mountains if he only set out to. So we began testing the formula together. But he warned me, judging by the condition of my eyes, the bacterial imbalance from my bloodstream is not something that could be fixed in 2 days. Because of this, we'd have to create a much stronger formula to see any results. In other words, he was saying that if this formula would work on me, since it's going to be so powerful, it will work on any man or woman, no matter what the current condition of their eyes are. To make this work, we had to safely introduce certain superfoods inside my bloodstream that would fight the bacterial overgrowth and replace the nutrients that were eaten by them. The best thing about this process is that it's 100% natural. I would just have to give my eyes the ingredients it needs to repair themselves. And then the growing process would begin, all on its own. So I was eating and drinking all sorts of plants, herbs, and minerals, and even special oil mixes. For the first few days, there weren't any major changes. Maybe the fact that I felt like I had more energy than ever in my life. It was like my body was reborn. I became more focused, calm, and relaxed. My overall mood was way better. But the next morning, something incredible happened. I woke up feeling incredibly energetic. I noticed that my eyes felt clean and refreshed. Once I put on my old glasses, I noticed something strange. My vision was blurrier with the glasses on, and once I took them off, I realized I could see better without them. Of course, my eyes were still blurry, but the degradation process had stopped, and it had even seemed to reverse somewhat. After a few more days of taking the same isolated nutrients sourced from the purest sources, it finally happened. My vision got even clearer. It was the strangest and at the same time the most wonderful moment of my life. It was as if I could literally feel how my eyes were healing from the inside out. After a few more weeks, I got so used to not having to wear glasses that I didn't even realize how good my life and especially my vision had become. I could see clearly from a distance. I no longer had the problem of having to get text as close as possible to my eyes. I could read everything, even the smallest letters from far, far away. It was absolutely incredible. I went back to the hotel I've been working at for 15 years and got my job back. My wife was so proud of me, and you won't believe what happened after. When I went to meet with my optometrist, and when he saw the test results, he screamed and threw them towards me, saying that there's no way those were mine and that I'm a cheat who only wants to waste his time. These can't be real. You're just mocking me to take revenge. These must be someone else's results. Either that or you falsified them. I won't accept this. I think he was just jealous that my vision was way better than his, and he still needed his glasses to see the things I could see with a clear eye. After a few more days of using the formula, I realized that my night vision had significantly improved as well. I actually saw a squirrel running up a tree at 1 a.m. from 70 feet away. Not to mention, after a routine checkup, I saw that my blood pressure and sugar levels had returned to normal again. I was amazed by how powerful and potent our formula was. Of course, just because the program did so good for me wasn't enough proof it would work for anyone. So we went on Reddit and posted a message saying we're looking for volunteers. It was quite easy. Next day, we had 83 people with different eye conditions who signed up for the program. Dr. Abelson prepared the formula, gave it to all participants, and instructed them to follow the program for 30 days. Well, let me tell you, the results we saw had Dr. Abelson and I both astonished, leaving us in shock. Not long after starting that test, our phones were ringing like crazy, with all these men and women explaining to us how they went from legally blind to clear vision almost miraculously. People who had been tortured by thick glasses or annoying contacts for decades were now able to see the world around them without any other device except their sharp, healthy eyes. I almost thought they were joking, but then they started sending me videos with their eye test results. Even people with the most severe cases of tunnel vision or light perception only eventually got clear vision, to their utter shock. But that's not even a half of the good things that happened. 82 out of 83 participants got rid of their glasses or contacts. 74 people eliminated dry, teary eyes, and now say that their eyes don't hurt anymore while watching TV or looking at a computer screen. 48 said that their looking through wax paper vision is now clear as a freshly washed window. 21 stated that their night vision improved significantly, something we had to test, and as it turns out, it actually did by a staggering 73%. 17 of them gave up their legally blind certification after passing a series of rigorous evaluations, while 12 others even noticed that our formula reduced their insomnia and improved their memory. In the end, 100% of participants got their eyesight back. It was a total success. That was the moment we knew we couldn't keep it to ourselves. So Dr. Abelson contacted his former colleagues from med school and found a small independent natural medical company. And we locked in contracts with the suppliers that offered the purest ingredients, even though they were really scarce, so they didn't make any promises. In the end, we decided to make this unique formula public. I nearly passed out of excitement when I realized I was holding in my own hands the formula that would finally give people their crystal clear vision. We called it Ocusil. With its powerful mixture of 14 carefully selected ingredients, this program is the only clinically proven and successfully tested solution by over 89,000 men and women that's guaranteed to give you back what nature always intended you to have: crystal clear 20/20 vision in just a matter of weeks. Each ingredient was specifically selected for his eyesight enhancement properties, and when combined together in the right quantities, all of the 14 superfoods have the ability to generate an explosive regeneration of your ocular tissues. Every capsule inside Ocusil is made here in the U.S., in our FDA-approved and GMP-certified facility, under extremely sterile, strict, and precise conditions. All capsules are non-GMO safe, They do not contain any stimulants or toxins, and they are not habit or tolerance forming. And the way this program works is groundbreaking. Over a dozen independent labs across 2 continents have tested this program on 3,890 men and women from 10 countries. To make sure all ingredients can sustain high quality and purity, lab tests have shown us that in order for this program to be efficient, all the ingredients have to be mixed only in these exact quantities and in this exact formula. And what they achieved is what most experts call a medical breakthrough. Here's a short explanation on how these ingredients work and why they are so powerful. Step 1. The powerful nutrients restore bacterial balance in your bloodstream. From the first capsule of Ocusil, the nutrient absorption process begins. We wanted to keep things as effective and simple as possible, and that's why we added only the most powerful ingredients chosen from selected locations and suppliers on 3 continents. The first ingredient is turmeric root. Curcumin, the principal bioactive substance of turmeric, is reported as the strongest antibacterial, antifungal, and antiviral agent known to humankind. In ancient Indian Ayurveda rituals, turmeric was used to heal wounds and sterilize the plague. Now, legend says that Sepoy Indian soldiers, after seasoning their food with turmeric, attacked the enemy during WW2 with devastating accuracy. Their night vision heightened by the powers of the rich yellow powder. In fact, turmeric is an extremely powerful antioxidant with anti-inflammatory properties. Secondly, we've added quercetin. Quercetin is well known for its notable curative effects on the treatment of ophthalmic diseases due to various biological activities, such as antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, and anti-fibrosis activities. But not least, quercetin is known for its neuroprotective effects and its ability to supercharge and create a protective barrier around your eye, making sure that no other harmful substances will come into contact with it again. With these active ingredients present in your body, your vision repair process will begin immediately. Step 2. The nutriment-rich blood nourishes your eyes. Once you balance your bacteria levels and your bloodstream has absorbed all the nutrients, the nourishing process will begin. This is extremely important because in this step your eyes finally get what they were deprived of because of the nutrients-eating microorganisms. That's why we added bilberry. Though they might look and taste sweet, bilberry is an extremely strong superfood that contains a pack of essential plant compounds like vitamin C, vitamin K, phenolic acids, and anthocyanins that protect your eyes against damage and disease. Bilberries are also popular for their purported ability to improve eyesight distortions, particularly tunnel vision. Recent studies suggest that supplementing 160 to 480 milligrams of powdered bilberry extract daily may reduce eye dryness and other symptoms of eye fatigue caused by working with video display terminals. The next eye-boosting compound is vitamin A, or beta-carotene. Beta-carotene is for your eyes what oxygen is for your lungs, completely indispensable. And I bet you already heard of it, since it is the main nutritious thing found in carrots. But don't rush into stuffing carrots into your mouth just yet. Recent study shows that eating carrots won't improve your eyesight unless you pair it with zinc. And that's why zinc is the next ingredient in our list. Zinc is required to help transport vitamin A through the body. A deficiency in zinc limits the body's ability to move vitamin A stores from the liver to body tissues. Once this duo is completely absorbed, it has the power to force out the blood bacteria that accumulated over time and rejuvenate the eye and optic nerve. Step 3. Repair the damage that has been done to the eye. Now pay attention, because from this point on, incredible things start to happen. First, you need to know that since your eyes have been constantly suffering from nutrient deprivation for so long, they need a powerful refresh and rejuvenation so that your sight can be completely restored. To achieve that, we didn't only stick to your usual store-bought vitamins blend, but we also added a secret little ingredient, L-glutathione. Now, if there is a universal nutritional factor for eye health, it is glutathione, a natural antioxidant produced within all living cells, which is also naturally present in the healthy eye, but unfortunately, glutathione levels decline in the lens with advancing age. Numerous studies link glutathione with the prevention of cataracts, glaucoma, retinal disease, and diabetic blindness. However, this was the most difficult ingredient to source, because glutathione is a large molecule that is not easily absorbed in the body. That's why this nutriment has been carefully selected, after we refused over 18 different suppliers. Because you wouldn't believe how many people there are out there who only try to make a quick buck out of someone's pain. Now, what's special about this L-glutathione is that it's one of the most powerful types out there, derived from rhodopsin, a protein in your eyes that allows you to see in low light conditions. That's why it is 79% stronger than the one you find in the stores or pharmacies. When combined with the beta-carotene and zinc, they enhance each other's qualities tenfold, giving your eyes the nutrients they need to restore everything, from the cornea and the iris to the vitreous body and the optic nerve. We added this with one single purpose in mind, to give you back the 20/20 vision you've been so deprived of. No other blend that we are aware of can match the effectiveness of our vision-restoring solution. Step 4. Create a bulletproof shield around your eyes. Once the eye has been repaired, the next step we thought about was creating a protective shield, so that those dangerous bacteria that can put your vision in danger will be easily repelled in the future. The combination bilberry, beta-carotene, quercetin, zinc, and turmeric was the ultimate eye-repairing formula, but we still felt like it was only 99% complete. We kept brainstorming and asking ourselves how we can do this vision-boosting blend impeccable. After weeks of thinking it over, we figured out there was another damaging factor that we overlooked: pollution. That's why we added the last missing piece of the puzzle: lutein. Due to its powerful antioxidant properties, lutein helps reduce inflammation in your eyes caused by free radicals, reduce oxidative stress, and boost the sharpness of your vision. It was basically an antidote for the horrid pollution that gets in our eyes every day. At that point, we knew for sure the formula was complete. From the moment you take your first dose, the healing process begins, and shortly you'll be able to enjoy life to the fullest. No more worrying about forgetting your glasses, no more painfully uncomfortable contact lenses, and finally, no more worrying about having to get that dangerous and costly eye surgery. Every morning you wake up, your vision will be absolutely crystal clear, helping you fully enjoy the things you never thought you'd be able to again. Now, you probably have two questions. First, how do I get my hands on this? And second, how should I take Ocusil? You see, it's hard for me to answer the first question. When we created Ocusil, we knew that in order for this formula to work, we had to source only the highest quality ingredients. We looked at over half a dozen providers from 4 continents, until we found the right companies to work with. This makes our ability to keep high stocks on hand almost impossible. And then there's all the folks out there who've used Ocusil and experienced massive success with turning back the clock on their eyes. They are all coming back for more. For themselves and for their families, they want to make sure we don't run out of Ocusil and they're left out. This makes our stock run out in days, every time a new shipment arrives. Plus, we're only able to produce limited stocks of Ocusil, since finding high-quality ingredients is extremely hard. But we have to, as this is the only way to make sure we keep the formula 100% effective. Since you're here, we already put your package on hold. But if you leave this page, we cannot guarantee supply when you come back. Now, regarding how you should use Ocusil, the answer is easy. Take 2 power capsules after breakfast, lunch, or dinner, with a big glass of water for at least 30 days. It will provide you with the necessary nutrient intake specially designed to boost the absorption of vitamins and minerals that are vital for strengthening your ocular system and restart the regeneration process at 100% power. Now, based on how your body will respond to the newly received nutriments, your blood oxygenation and eye damage levels, it's going to be a tough battle. That's why, after analyzing the results of over 89,000 fortunate people who've successfully used this program, we recommend taking at least 3 bottles of Ocusil over a period of 90 days. And if you want to be completely safe and don't take any chances, we recommend you take at least 6 bottles or more over a period of 180 days. This way you'll be absolutely sure your eyes achieve their full potential and stay healthy and strong for the rest of your life. 89,873 men and women of all ages have used Ocusil with amazing results. They say it out loud and write it with their own hands that this formula gave them what any lenses or surgery on the planet failed: your optimal vision. They also experience a boost to the health of their eyes and brain, find themselves seeing better in the night, and also notice small details that were invisible to you before. Their focus and mind power are sharper than ever. Their energy levels are skyrocketing, and their confidence levels are holding high and strong due to their new, increased power eyesight. Men like Roger A., age 58, who says, Nothing in life ever prepares you for going blind. No one ever tells you how it feels like to prepare for a life of darkness, uncertainty, and incapacity of looking after your own self. No one ever thinks how soul-crushing their forced politeness or exaggerated generosity feels to a person who is condemned to be looked down to and pitied for the rest of his life. I have suffered for many years, saying to myself that I have lost the lottery of life, and part of it was true. Losing your vision is something 1,000 times worse than being born blind. For 5 years, I've been going to bed every night terrified that next morning I might notice that the black spot in my vision got bigger. And sometimes it did. The anticipation of eventually going blind is something I would not wish even for my worst enemy. Every time I adapted to one stage of vision loss, it eventually became worse. I have tried many things: gadgets, drugs, potions, even lasers. All these did nothing more than empty my bank account even more. There are a lot of charlatans out there, people trying to make a quick buck, ripping you off, taking advantage of your weakness and desperation. But all that stopped the day I first visited your website. I am a cynical guy, and can you blame me after all the failed treatments? But after I verified all your scientific references one by one, I said to myself, here we are. A tiny flame of hope bursted inside of me. The hope that I can be a proud man again. The first few days I didn't notice any difference, but I didn't stress it out. I actually decided to give it a few more days and get my money back if I didn't see results. But right after a few weeks, my eyesight was so different and my eyes completely transformed. And if you think I was surprised, you should have seen the reaction of my wife when one Sunday morning I brought her breakfast in bed. I went from the sightless, annoying man that used to break her china to her rock-strong man that she married 30 years ago. I still can't believe how my life has changed thanks to Ocusil. I wish more of us knew about this before settling into a life of grief and resentments. Going blind is no longer a natural part of getting old. Thank you so very much. Or Ray T, age 36, who says, my decaying vision has been ruining my life. It really did. And I'm so sad to admit this. I just had to give up my one and only dream to become a pilot, just because my impending vision loss narrowed my career options. Actually, doing any job with my Coke bottle glasses was a drudge, and my bully coworkers that called me Mr. Magoo made my life miserable every single day. I can't even find the words to express how hurt and humiliated I felt when my ex-wife started hanging out with one of my colleagues from the office. Then the bullying got even worse, at a really personal level. And honestly, even though this was one of the most brutal things I was told, I had a fair share of embarrassing incidents. When you don't feel confident enough, you start feeling nervous, always dropping things or suffering small injuries. In all honesty, my shitty eyes were affecting every aspect of my life. I've had 2 different laser surgeries that only left me with empty pockets and thicker lenses. I found your product among the very best when it comes to all types of eye conditions. Then I started looking into it, and the amount of research done was astounding. It had to work. All the science was there. But I wasn't ever expecting it to work so fast. I burst into tears when I woke up one morning and looked in the mirror. I was finally able to see my own face clearly, to spot my wrinkles, and even the birthmark on my cheek that I got from my grandfather. Then it hit me, the realization I hadn't seen my face clearly since my late teenage years. The world I'm now seeing is beginning to look like it was when I was a child. It is difficult to express the gratitude I am now experiencing. My goal was to remove my requirement for prescription glasses from my driver's license, and then apply for the U.S. Aviation Academy. Guess who's in? Thank you 1,000,000 times. Stories like these are remarkable, but they are not unique. Every day, my WhatsApp explodes with thousands of texts and voice messages from people like Roger or Ray. Thousands of men and women who now regain control over their own lives and are now free to do whatever makes their souls happy. Now, knowing all this, $347 seems like a fair price for something that can make you a normal person again, that can give you back your dignity and, to be honest, your sanity. It's not even close to how much you'd spend on useless surgery or eye injections that only fill you with frustration and pain as you see their uselessness. Really, no person should ever let anyone cut or inject anything in their eyes. Yet Ocusil, unlike any other product in the world, helps you repair your eyes naturally by treating the primary cause of decaying vision. Then there's the other thing. Given the uncertain conditions we live in these days, it's very hard for us to know when our next shipment will arrive once we run out of stock. You see, we only work with FDA-approved and GMP, Good Manufacturing Practices, certified producers, which makes our mission to find high-quality ingredients practically impossible. Each ingredient we use has been carefully tested and clinically proven to 100% protect and heal your eyes, restoring your vision to that perfect 20/20 you've been wanting. But then again, this isn't about money for me. It truly isn't. I never want anyone to go through the things I've been through, the life-shattering feeling that you've had to live the rest of your days in the dark, the despicable procedures your doctor recommends you without a second thought, the anxiety and depression you face every day while you're just trying to live like a normal person, the incompetence I felt as I was forced to quit my job and leave the heavy weight of all our bills and household spending sitting on my wife's pretty shoulders. I never want any man to feel that. That's why today, on this website only, you can get that crystal clear hawk vision you always deserved and regain your life back for as little as $69 per bottle. Now here's the thing, 2 bottles of Ocusil will get you that visual acuity you remember from your childhood. They will also restore your optic nerve and increase your ocular cells' regeneration, and can even sharpen your memory and eliminate that brain fog you've noticed lately. Not to mention, the most important part, it stops the inflammation on your ocular system level and allows your eyes to get the vital nutrients they need from your bloodstream. But there is a reason why almost all of our users smartly choose the 6 bottles package. Once you go with the 6 bottles package, in just 6 months from now, you'll be able to shield yourself against eye degeneration and protect your sight for future damage that might occur with age. It'll ensure that your eyes will reach their maximum visual potential, and after the process is completed, your ocular cells will remain in abundance, giving you better sharpness, skyrocketing energy levels, and even boost your memory and focus. Till your very old age, you'll still be the same incredibly respected and productive member of society, the rock to your family as you've always been. And of course, we want to help you as much as we can, because I know how important it is to achieve real improvement of your vision, and also keep it healthy and strong no matter your age. That's why after talking to our manufacturer, we are able to offer a big discount on the 3 and 6 bottle package when you place your order today. It's up to you now. If you are tired of all those so-called solutions and are looking for something more than a temporary fix, then this is it. This is the all-in-one, ultimate vision-boosting formula that is guaranteed to change your life immediately. Sounds good? Take a look below now. Once you select your package and hit the button below, you'll be taken to our secure order page. It takes less than a minute to enter your payment information, and once your order is confirmed, we'll ship Ocusil straight to your doorstep right away. So go ahead and select below now while stock lasts. 89,873 men and women all across America and the world are now living proof that Ocusil can finally help you 100% cleanse, repair, and protect your ocular system against future eye disease. All backed by over a dozen scientific papers published in some of the most prestigious medical journals in America. And that may be a little too much for you to hear. I get it. After all, the LASIK industry, together with the lens manufacturers, together with the drug corporations, have been preying on you from the moment you first set foot on their website. So let me change that now. We put everything we had into this program, and we sure as sunlight stand behind it. That's why with every bottle of Ocusil, you get a 60-day no-questions-asked money-back guarantee. It works like this. You select one of the packages below and hit the Buy button. You give this program a try and experience the results as tens of thousands of men and women did before you. You forget about all the limitations imposed by blindness. You'll never miss driving, seeing faces and expressions. You'll be able to read your favorite books well into your later years. You'll be able to teach your grandchildren how to ride a bicycle, walk them through the city and teach them the colors, the animals, and plants. You'll be able to spend your summer evenings watching the sunset with your beloved spouse, remembering the memories of a wonderful lifetime. And if for any reason whatsoever you are not satisfied with the results, send me an email and we'll refund every penny you invested into this program. No hassle, no questions asked, forms, or nonsense twaddle. But you have to act now. Because if there's one thing I know for sure, that thing is the corrupt big pharma moguls won't just sit there and do nothing while this natural solution wipes away their fat bottom lines. Actually, their gang of bulldog lawyers managed to shut us down almost every month. This is the 4th time I'm uploading this video, and they keep finding ways to force us out. But soon the power will no longer be in their hands, because once it reaches a large number of people, It will be too late to stop it, and they know that. So if you can still see this presentation, don't hesitate. Next time you come back, it may be game over, and you won't have access to it anymore. I may still try to spread it on my private WhatsApp group or on Telegram, but as I've come to realize, these sneaky pharma-paid SOBs infiltrate everywhere. So hit the button below now, and don't risk your only chance of getting your strongest vision and life back. Listen, you only have 2 options right now, and it's your choice you'll have to live with for the rest of your life. You can pretend you never had the chance to learn the truth. Just leave this website, bury your head in the sand, and act like you didn't see all the evidence-based science that proves this is guaranteed to work for any man, and go back to your regular life. But then what? In a year from now, what's going to be different? Will you stop wondering what your life will look like if your eyesight gets worse? Will you finally be ready to go from respected to pitied? Will you continue to spend your hard-earned money on lenses, procedures, and ophthalmologists, always trapped in a cycle of anxiety, doubts, and loneliness? Sure, you can say yes to all this and just put your faith into Big Pharma's dirty hands. Or you could choose the second path that stands in front of you. And let's be honest, it's the only one that makes sense. You can give yourself a chance to change something your future self will thank you for today on this page, and hit the buy button below. And enjoy the life you always deserved from the moment you were born. A life where you feel confident about the future and empowered by the idea that you'll always be the person your family can count on, where you just claim your most precious blood right that has been given you by Mother Nature from the first day you were born. Imagine yourself as a proud senior in your 80s, being able to read, watch your favorite movies, and go camping with your grandchildren, and the only thing that will remind you of age is the yearly happy birthday cards handwritten by your happy, loving family. Click on the buy button below now and give this program a test try. Still here? If so, it probably means you have some more questions about Ocusil. So let me go ahead and answer them now before you secure your order. Is it really possible to heal my vision? The quick answer is yes. You see, the reason why Ocusil is so effective is because of its special ingredient composition and the way it acts on your eyes. Over-the-counter drugs like Avastin and Lucentis may have temporary effects on your eyes, tricking you into thinking you're making progress for a little while. But they don't actually heal your eyes. Ocusil, on the other hand, goes directly to the root cause of your problem in a unique and proprietary way and repairs the eye, giving you 20/20 vision just like Mother Nature wanted you to have. Is it okay to take Ocusil if I have allergies or I am currently taking other supplements? We created Ocusil for all ages and medical conditions. The only side effect you'll see while using it will be the shocked look on people's faces when they see you don't need your reading glasses anymore. Ocusil heals your vision in an extremely safe and natural way. You should also know that Ocusil is produced using high-quality ingredients in an FDA-approved facility using the latest technology and equipment. This is why we can confidently say that Ocusil is safe to use. Now, as always, if you suffer from allergies or other certain medical conditions at this very moment, we strongly advise that you consult with your doctor first. Is this program for me? Yes. Ocusil has 0 side effects, and it doesn't interfere with any medication or diet. We receive countless emails in our inbox saying that they would recommend this supplement to their children, friends, and grandparents in a flash. So you know this is available for everyone. Will I be seeing results soon? The moment you begin taking Ocusil is when the healing process begins. And once your eyes assimilate all the nutrients they need, you'll start seeing results in just a few weeks. What if it doesn't work for me? Can you tell me about the guarantee again? Tens of thousands of people are already living proof that Ocusil will work for you. Of course, no 2 bodies ever work in exactly the same way. A small number of people might find it doesn't work for them as expected, and that's why every bottle of Ocusil comes with a risk-free 60-day money-back guarantee. If you decide Ocusil is not for you, you can return what you haven't used in full for an immediate, no-questions-asked refund. Is this program still going to be available over the next year? It's hard to say. The vision drug manufacturers are not going to step aside and watch as their long-kept secret gets spilled everywhere. This formula is already causing them major losses. People who kept spending countless money on glasses, contacts, medication, or eye surgery are now leaving these barbaric methods in the past in favor of this groundbreaking discovery. That's why we don't know if this program will still be here this year, next month, or even next week, to be honest. So this may be your last chance to get Ocusil. The choice is up to you, of course, but I wouldn't wait until it's already too late and this website is removed from the internet. Also, you should know that the only place you can get Ocusil is right here on this page. Is taking Ocusil safe? Yes, Ocusil is 100% safe to use. However, if you feel you need a second opinion on it, we strongly recommend showing a bottle of this to your doctor and see what he thinks of it too. Also, we always recommend that you maintain a healthy lifestyle while taking Ocusil to enjoy its long-term benefits. I'm in. What's next? It's very easy. Select one of the packages below and hit the Buy Now button. Try the program for 2 full months, and if you're unhappy with the results, send me an email and I'll make sure you get your investment back. So go ahead and click the button below. I hope I answered all your remaining questions, and by now you can safely and confidently order your supply of Ocusil today. Also, I feel like it's my duty to confess that in order to achieve the best results, my personal recommendation for you is to choose either the 6 or at least 3 bottle package. So go ahead and secure your package now. Fill in the shipping details on the other side and start enjoying a better, clearer vision, like it was always meant to be. I can't wait for you to share with me your incredible results.